Yo, what is going on, my fellow weebs? Chrono here, and welcome back to the channel. So we have just finished watching the March 25th NGS headline Wave new show, and I wanted to go ahead and do a quick recap of all the things that we saw, all the new stuff that's coming up here. I say quick, but we're just going to talk about all the new things that are on the horizon and what you should know about. But before we jump into that, if you're new here, as always, my name is Chrono. I promote cover PSO2 content. Much appreciate subscribe as we work our way towards that 10K mark. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So we have a new show, The Headline Wave by Yui Hasegawa. Awesome new little show. Actually, I like the background for this a lot. And she came out swinging. So we have the festival first, the Halfa Festival, the Super Halfa Festival. We have the countdown, which you're going to be getting Augment Transfer Pass vouchers. This says transfer passes. This is vouchers. You get 3 vouchers every day, starting on the 15th, going up to when it actually releases. We have a new AC scratch that has got a free first draw. And they got Faria outfits, Kanoi's outfits. We have 2 hairstyles, the Carnation and the Calisthenics hair, along with the camo here. And then it gives us kind of like a breakdown of how the festival is going to go. Looks like it's going from April 23rd all the way till June 4th. So pretty good amount of time. We've got, this time around, it's 300 scratches. So 150 in the first half, 150 in the second half. We got some weekly gifts that you can get. For those of you guys who don't have your M.A.R.S updated, the M.A.R.S updaters, I'm definitely not salty about something else. We'll talk about it later. The super use of your Salons to Heart content campaign. So we have this across the entire thing, basically free salon usage. As long as it doesn't cost SG, like it's not a color change pass, I think. No. Yeah, as long as it's not a color change pass, basically it's free to use. Super item enhancement campaign, basically 75% off upgrade costs. Pretty nice. And I think not only Meseta, but also like item materials and things like that. Also, a new weapon type was announced, the legendary weapons. We'll talk about that in just a moment here. And then we have the Halfia Lake Counterattack Part 2, and Vera Suppression Ops V3, Tundra Cleanup. We have the Omen of the Planet Breaker D2 Drill 2A Battle, and then Dustal Vera Operation. So basically they're bringing back some of the old ones updated, and Writhing Malice, Confined, interesting. And then also we have Planet Crusher Assault D2 and Snowy Confrontation in Kavaris starting on the 28th. So this is going over a large time frame. And each of these has their own reward box, and completing the reward box gets you an extra reward too. So we also have rare drop rates, PSO2 days also shown in here as well, more rare drop rate bonuses, and then they show off some of the accessories here at the very bottom. You can see a better look of these later on in the video itself. They show off, of course, the fact that they're doing 10 a days. They're up to 300, so 150 the first half, 150 the second half. You love to see that. And then they talk about super reward box for Aegis, Solus, and then of course there's another one for the other Planet Breaker afterwards. Sorry, can't think of it off the top of my head at the moment, but basically more reward boxes means more raw Meseta, more star gems, and more Big Bang silver tickets. So you love to see that. Hopefully gold comes back around pretty soon. And then of course, the weekly rewards where you have Rappy Fritters. We have, I think this is special scratch tickets, X cubes, M.A.R.S updaters, vouchers. So pretty good stuff there. And just expect avatar items in April coming back. So we have a new camo. This is going to be the scratch count bonus again. Don't fall for these. Do not fall for these. Don't let them get you guys. They're really putting these camos in the scratch count bonuses. So they realize people are scratching for the camos and they're worth a lot. So like, if you stop pulling for them, they'll stop doing it. But as long as you're pulling for them, they're gonna keep doing it. This is actually a really cool cast chest piece and head. So I like that combination of things. But yeah, pretty dope stuff. Some revival things coming back. Nothing too crazy there. We have Lucille Exploration update. So this new Lucille Exploration, such as a bit more linear on the path while the rooms themselves are changing. It looks like they're gonna be changing daily again because for some reason the dev team is allergic to doing per run randomization. It's always per day. I kind of hate that, to be honest. Kind of wish they would have went with the per run randomization. But what I do like from these is it looks like all of the upgrades are different across individuals. So you're not going to get like everyone builds the exact same way every single run. It's just like you take what works best, and per run you're going to get something randomized. So that's pretty cool. I like to see that. That does add a bit of more randomization into it, and you can have different experiences on different runs. Some can be really great and some can be really awful at the very least. So I do like to see this. We'll have to see how this actually shakes up. We're going to have to do this anyway because there's new EX augments dropping from new weapons. So kind of normal. So we have 2 new weapons. We have the new legendary Rarity weapons, and we have the new 12 stars Clearodium series. So new EX augments, we'll talk about those in a moment. These also have critical rate, damage resistance, reduce PP consumption, and makes it easier to down enemies. And with the new legendary series weapons, they basically offer a support effect, generate an ally support area for party members to deal extra attacks. So that's what these, basically the Phobos reruns, essentially. These are basically Phobos weapons from base PSO2 with a new skin over top of them. So these are legendary rarity. They mentioned that these weapons will upgrade in the future at least once. So I'll be able to research back into these. And these weapons will usually be the type of weapons that 12 essentially were. Essentially, support effects for your entire team will be in the legendary weapons, and then like standard effects will be on the, you know, the star-based weapons. So you have legendary weapons, which will probably upgrade once, just to be brought back into the meta themselves. And then we have these new 12-star rarity, Clarodium series weapons. Now, I don't know that these are going to be better as of yet. These also do follow the same sort of principle that the Aridum weapons followed, where you can transfer off of them for free. So if you build this weapon and then you're looking for the next weapon, augment transferring off of it is free. But keep in mind that we have to find out if these have the 3 stacks of EX augments, which we're pretty sure they do. There's some concern that they only have 1 EX augment on them because they were shown like that in the preview, but the previews always show them like that. So that's not really a concern for me, to be perfectly honest, but we'll have to see how that works out. Here are the EX augments. So we have shortage PP preservation 2, consume PP onslaught 2, critical flow 2, critical enliven 2, tri-shield follow 2. So included in these new augments are enhanced versions of existing EX augments, as well as augments that boost the effects when combined with current EX augments, new Defi type augments. No one cares about this last thing. This is the first part that's actually kind of interesting and actually was curious about. It looks like these are going to drop intermixed with the other EX augments. These are not going to be separate, meaning that they're going to boost effects when they're used with other EX augments. So looking at these, shortage PP preservation 2. So we have the usual potency. This floor potency increased 2%, potency increased 5.5. This is kind of the big one here. This is going up by 1%. The plus this portion here before the slash is just because these are all H variants. So you can ignore pretty much everything right here. What we're looking at is this section right here. So PP consumption minus 20% for 20 seconds when PP is at or 50% or lower with 10-second cooldown. I guess that's just PP cost consumption reduction. Sure. Okay. PP consumption plus 20%. So it basically, it costs more PP. Potency plus 1% when PP is at 50% or lower. So this becomes 6.5 when you have 50% or lower PP. You know what I just thought about? These two being together would be very powerful because this would cancel out this. A critical flow 2, or additional attack on normal attack. Additional attacks treated as a normal attack. Definite critical hit. So you get an extra normal on your normal attacks and they're guaranteed crits. I think this is a Slayer augment because isn't the follow-up that you guys do on Slayer that like extra hit, isn't that a normal attack? Isn't that considered a normal attack? If that's a guaranteed crit, you're already running Termina. Critical Enliven 2, potency plus 1% for 30 seconds upon a critical hit with a normal attack. This effect does not stack. Critical Follow and Critical Enliven together would be pretty powerful. So these two together would be strong, and these together would be really strong. EX Tri-Shield Follow 2. So HP recovery plus 10%, damage resistance plus 5%, shorten EX Tri-Shield cooldown by 90 seconds. This just goes along with EX Tri-Shield, essentially. I think these two are going to be the new meta combination. We're going to be hitting a normal every 30 seconds. And those classes that already just hit a normal anyway are going to be in great shape. Also, Braver update. You guys thought I skipped over this, right? Nope, Braver update. So the big kicker here for the Braver update is there's a new skill that essentially gives you stacks of buffing your next PAs after you use a Brave Combat. So Brave Combat short, like the short cycle for Brave Combat is going to be a lot more appealing. That's all I got to say. That's pretty much it so far. We'll have to see when we actually get the numbers because usually there's a lot of tuning of skills that also happens during this time frame. So this is the new skill. We know that much. That's about it. New cards added to Line Strike. I don't really know much about this. So those of you guys who play Line Strike, by all means, here it is. Enjoy. New AC Scratch, Workers Ensemble. Don't really care too much about this other than the fact that if you can get grabbed, I'm sorry, if you can get hit out of an air block, I want my money back. This just looks funny to me. And they show the mission pass. I do like the luminous hanging suspenders. The heroin mask is kind of cursed. Man, floating bookworm B. So that's pretty cool. A limited time drill naval escort. Traspo has yet again gotten himself into some weird place. And we have to go save him. He is out on the sea now in this giant arena and is being attacked by bosses. We'll have to see how that goes. Take on 3 waves of onslaughts and aim for an S rank. Getting bosses away from this is actually kind of difficult. So I'm curious to see how people fare with this. Nijisanji collab. I said it during the actual headline. I'll say it here as well. If you are not a fan of how the EN office of Nijisanji treated their livers, totally understandable. Treat people with respect. 110%. Not scratching here does nothing to them. Nothing at all. Nothing of value is lost. So if you want something from here, as always, scratch if you want to or spend Meseta. But boycotting this does nothing. All you do is hurt the game that you're currently playing, and that's it. If that's your goal, then hey, by all means, go for it. I'm getting this outfit. because it looks kind of cursed. And that's pretty much it. They added in a mag this time around. That's pretty dope. PSO2 memories, April 25th. We have the PR Pose 3 and a bunch of outfits brought back. It is what it is. Nothing too crazy here. Alpha Super Origin Festival 25 showing up on the 23rd of April, so near the end of the month. It's Shemi is her name apparently, not Ziami. Shemi, interesting. Is our event navigator this time around. And then they just show off a bunch of different stuff. So this looks cool. I like the lobby that they're using, the decorations. And we have a central cannon on our head. Love it. Absolutely love it. Two types of special scratch tickets. We have the special scratch ticket, Super Origin Festival 2025, SP scratch ticket that's brought back Jean, and that's outfits from PSO2NGS, I think. Yes. Yep. So, and then SG Revival that has brought out these outfits and so on and so forth. These items will actually be in the lineup of the free SG items that you can pull on, the 300s they mentioned. But of course, if you are pulling on this, you also have the option to get Protect level 3s, so on and so forth. We also have Halfa Lake Counterattack Part 2. This is what we saw on the huge graph thing. I'm doing hand motions like you guys can see that. The big ticket thing here is that these will be bringing out Magis Gigas Maste, making it even easier for you guys to hit the required 20 augments for a Bandak from a free-to-play variant. So you love to see it. Super dope. They're also bringing back, of course, Next Vera. Again, that was on that same thing. Next Vera is coming back, and so is Tundra. They're rerunning a bunch of old urgent quests. They're running them as limited time quests, so we'll have to see how that goes. A little bit of a blast from the past. We also have a remix line, April 2025. Big win for me here is this sleeveless version of this hoodie. I am very happy about that because I've used this hoodie beforehand. And the sleeveless version of it, I can actually use with a bunch of other outfits. So super, super dope. Love to see that. And of course, we have the other outfits here that are in the mix. And then we have Zhao's hair. Pretty dope. Love to see it. And Magis How Finale S. So this is like the paid variant. If you need to get another, you don't have to go for S variants anymore, guys. Like you can to make life easier, but you really don't need to anymore. Don't do this to yourself. You can skip that shit. If you're gonna pull anyway, pull, but like don't pull specifically for that. And that's it for the update information, by the way. That's all they have. Then letter from the developers. They talk about Lucille and how it's basically all the stuff that I mentioned earlier. So nothing too crazy here. They talk about the legendary rarity and the stuff that I mentioned there too. Legendary rarity is going to have the support effects. They're kind of separating out the support effects and the personal effects. So probably going to be a dedicated force, ranger, and Tector weapon. At the very least, ranger / Tector. At the end of the day, you're going to want to have someone on your team with one of these. So it is what it is. Origin Festival. They just talked about Origin Festival. We already mentioned that. Could you get variations of existing hairstyles that swap them in color and subcolors? I feel like this is pretty useless. People just want a way to be able to match certain outfits with the same hairstyle without having to flip the hair colors. I mean, I guess, okay, whatever. We want Papona stuff. Papona's leaving. Very, very sad. All good things must come to an end. Papona's probably moving on to other things. Being locked down to just being a NGS's VTuber is kind of very, very limiting. So likely with their popularity, maybe they're moving on with something else in their life in general. We don't really know how that goes. They might want to just try something different or something new. So we wish all the best to Papona. Hopefully all goes well. Could you abandon quest button from added from the, okay. This helps for solos and that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, Malignant Dark Falls. I'm not going to rant about this. I already ranted about this on stream, but TLDR, they're giving us our next difficult 4-man version. And the big selling ticket is you don't have to use M.A.R.S during it. I know people have different opinions of the matter and the situation itself, but I'm just going to say when people get upset that there's no new way of fighting and no way of combat and it feels stale, just know that this is what was asked for. The major complaint was that people wanted to be able to fight with their upgraded weapons, not with some other quote gimmick. So that's what they went with. And that's what we have. Very sad for me personally. I wanted to see M.A.R.S evolve into something more useful or just more interesting overall. I thought it was pretty good. And I actually kind of liked Dark Falls Vael fight because it made you use M.A.R.S and optimize it a bit, but apparently that was not the majority thought process. So again, not going to rant on it too long. To add that, that'll probably be a separate video of the rant itself, but it is what it is. Moving on, we have some new things that are happening. So we have the welcome back gift. If you haven't played for 30 days, when you log in, you get all this stuff. So pretty cool. Not worth not playing for 30 days just to get these things. It's 10 star gems, 5 additional days of material storage, Endemios, enhanced success rates, EXP earned, and then rare drop rates. This is not worth not logging in for 30 days. But if you're not playing for those 30 days, you can kind of consider yourself, I just won't log in for a little bit because I'm not really worried about playing. Then hey, when you come back, you have some extra bonuses. So pretty cool. Story completion campaign. This wasn't really obvious if this is going to apply to people who've already done this or if this is like combined with something else. And this is combined with the campaigns we've already had, but up to 6 million Meseta and 200 star gems for completing the story campaign all the way to fruition. I think this is in combination Yeah, players who have already completed up to chapter 5 can receive up to 3.5 million Meseta. So basically we'll be getting an extra 3.5 mil for everyone. It's up to 6 mil total for people who are new to doing the campaign. So 2.5 mil for the campaign itself, extra 3.5 for this whole thing being added in. Aim for 12 stars, setup campaign, get your Arcosalio taken care of, 75% off enhancement materials, and limited time for Trisalio. A limited time Trisalio series lineup with preset skills. Basically, you can just straight up buy a Trisalio from a shop that they're going to have and then upgrade it to Arcosalio. Pretty solid stuff there. Upgradable equipment only, enhancement boost campaign, strong boosts for upgradable equipment, enhancement success up to 100%, 90% off on required materials and in Meseta for enhancement, limit breaking and unlocking potentials. To be honest, this hasn't really mattered because they quite literally gave you a base weapon that was already fully unlocked. It was just all had to upgrade and everything, and that was it. So the 90% off required materials and end Meseta for enhancement's nice, but limit breaking and unlocking potentials has never really mattered. So a limited time quest where you can get up to 1 million Meseta for making an Arcosalio series weapon. Free mill. When you see inflation happen, just know it's because more money was injected. That was pretty much it. A revamp of the first time clear rewards for quests. For most new quests, you got 100k for clearing it for the first time, so it's incentive to go do new quests whenever they pop up. Lucille Combat Analysis Zone, the old Lucille, will have a limited time task to get the Rappy drink and Confuse Rappy and 100 star gems, so pretty cool there. And then we'll have an extra boost rate starting on the 8th for rare drop rates of the new weapons, the Kilrodium, Iridium and Corrodium, maybe that's it, yeah. Next collab is Slime. Love to see it. Actually pretty hyped for this one. Hopefully we get Rimuru's Demon Code outfit. That would be pretty dope. If you haven't seen Slime, go watch Slime. Slime's dope. At the time I was reincarnated as a slime. Love it. And then there's a final segment now for this where they go over, basically it's going to be, they go over either music, concept art, or things of that sort, basically with more context and commentary. This time around, they went over the music from the very end. So pretty cool. Love to see it. Very excited to see how things go. That's pretty much it for the headline. There is also a Popona thing. Thank you, Popona, that you can do. There it is. This starts on the 25th, which is today. Type in thank you, Popona. Card scratch voucher and Big Bang scratch ticket, along with a Popona scratch. I guess I glossed over that during this, my bad. Along with a Popona scratch one last time before she goes. So pretty cool stuff there, but that's pretty much it. Hopefully I covered everything and didn't miss anything. If there's anything I missed, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video. So if you want to keep up with more, as always, thank you to the channel members. You guys are fantastic in supporting me and all this time that you have. And I appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, my friends. Peace out.